So it's not like work wasn't coming my way, but it was just being misused, the freedom of speech.
There are a lot of times you feel that the money is really important
Yeah.
than the content.
Tell me
But,
about it.
oh my god, this is amazing. But when I saw it, I was deep down, I was crying inside, which no one knew.
If you're perceived as being arrogant,
Yeah.
which is also a big fear factor. Bank accounts are drying up.
Yeah.
All of us have faced it, right?
Yeah.
And no one anticipated it to be so long. I pray to my Almighty up there that never a situation like this ever arises where I am desperate to do something which I'm ashamed of. I've heard about so many actors being just outright rejected. Oh no, social media is very weak. Great memories and a great time making that film. Kabir Khan, what a fantastic director.
Yeah.
New York, what a lovely
Lovely
topical film again.
Hello everyone, welcome to Shosha. I am Titash Chaudhary in conversation with Rashami Desai and Nitin Mukesh. Hello guys, how are you?
Namaste. Very well, Titash. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, what an honor. It's so good to see you, Neil, after such a long time.
Me too. I'm very excited about come back yet again.
Come back.
But being an actor, I try and not corrupt myself with
I get it.
stuff that I don't want to do. So COVID has been a big, confidence booster in me because I learned that I have it in me to say no to stuff
That's
that I
very
don't want to
important.
do. So a lot of stuff came my way, but I wasn't really convinced about wanting to be a part of it. I'm not going to lie about it. So it's not like work wasn't coming my way, but it was just being misused, the freedom of speech, or maybe the way you want to depict a certain, emotion on screen. Just for a certain amount of titillation wasn't sitting well with me for multiple things. So I just saw myself more often than saying yes, saying no to something.
Sure.
And I'm so proud of my decisions because none of them really did really that well, etc. also. And of course the way they turned out wasn't some stuff that I want resonating. And I'm talking about good productions, good filmmakers, but of course all falling prey to the current trend.
Formula.
The trend,
Yeah.
let's put it that way. So it took me time to again get convinced about something that I really want to be a part of. And I think Hisaab Barabar, when I heard the script and when I met the director Ashwani sir for the first time, I think it was a no-brainer. I just had to be a part of this film. Quite a few reservations for a few aspects that Rashmi and I were laughing and discussing earlier.
Yeah.
But I think the conviction of the director was so strong with Ashwani sir that I just had to go through this journey with him.
Absolutely.
And I give him a lot of credit, and I say my naman and my namaskar to him, for actually making me realize that, as an actor, I'm supposed to be so moldable and palpable in the sense that I can be broken down and reconstruct
Rebuilt,
myself
yes.
in a certain way. And I think that was missing in a lot, for me, because after doing so much work consistently, constantly, every year you have a couple of releases, etc. Then when this break happened from 2020, I released my production film Bypass Road in 2020, and then COVID hit. And then I was writing for a while, and I was busy with handing over my writing assignments to the productions. So while I was doing that, what I was reading was not exciting me, and then of course this came, and then I went through this process. So I'm really thankful to him. Yeah.
But hold that thought, we're going to come back to that. But tell me something. Yesterday, I was reading an interview of Madhavan, who's also a part of the film. He said that, each time I walk into a new set, even at this stage of my career, and this happened when I was walking into the set of Hisaab Barabar as well, I thought, game over, I am over,
Yeah.
I don't think I can do
या
it.
मुझे तो ऐसा लगा कि पहले दिन शूट के बाद भाई हो गया है. मुझसे
It
नहीं हो
happens
पाएगा.
abhi bhi,
होता
before you
है.
enter a new
मेरे
set.
साथ तो
it does.
with a film, with the first 3 days of a film set, whether it's a show, a live show, anything, and we are so used to it. Like from my family legacy, my father, my grandfather, we are so used to stage, but still every time it happens with my father too. And आज भी whenever my father has to perform on stage, and he's done thousands of shows. He does about 3-4 shows every month, and towards an audience of thousands of people. But every time he's like a baby, he'll have a little bit of a flutter in the tummy. He'll be a little nervous couple of days. But you know what? That is so important for an actor to be nervous, because that means that you care about your craft and the way you want to deliver for your audience. You're still true and honest towards it. So I think I am glad and I'm very happy that those butterflies still flutter every time that I read a new film and I'm saying yes, and I say, God, please, let's get onto this journey and let's have it done well.
Totally.
Yeah. Rashmi, you want to say something?
I feel the same what Sir said. And,
Neil, please.
Sorry, what Neil said. And yes, it is important, and I have said this before also. I had a very longer term commitment with my audience. So one thing is going for a long 2-3 years, but now I have taken a nice leap. I'm doing new things, I'm trying new things, and I'm loving it. So every day, what if I'm not able to deliver is there is no choice only. There is no option. And I love that the way he said the butterfly, a hint of insecurity is very important, because when you are into that zone, you're looking for more possibilities.
Sure.
And you try and create more. So I think that is important. The safety comfort will never let you lead anywhere.
True.
So it's very important whether you're actor, writer, or a boss, or whatever you're doing.
Very true, absolutely. Do you think, both of you, there's room for stories like this for the big screen? Why I'm asking is because this is not necessarily high on grandeur.
Right.
Do you think there is?
So, it's a very sensitive question to be answered very smartly, maybe. And for that, I can just contribute to the maybe technical aspect of how you might want to execute a film.
Right.
There are some stories, maybe like a 12th Fail, that garner a certain conviction within the producer and the director, who are the same people. And he said, you know what, I'm going to tell my story my way. I don't want any questions asked. And there he goes and proves himself so brilliantly. Vidhu Vinod Chopra sir, I think he's outstanding, and what a brilliant film. But then no questions asked, because he produced the film, he executed the film. He put in all his effort into his belief in telling a certain story. Why go far? We're talking about this film. Maybe a film like Titanic, let's put it that way. When James Cameron was making it, what would his pitch deck be? Like there's a guy and there's a girl who meet on a ship that sinks. The girl survives and the guy dies. That's probably the one-liner. Nobody would want to bankroll that film. Sometimes, coming back to Hisaab Barabar, stories like this need a certain platform and belief from filmmakers and producers. So I'm very thankful to Geo studios. I'm very thankful to SP Cinecorp producers Sharat Patel, Shreyanshi Patel, our co-producer Riya Singh, for actually backing a story like this and giving it all. But at the same time, what I'm also very thankful to is Ashwani sir, who understands the limitation of not bastardizing the process of narrating the story and being intimidated of what the bigger screen probably demands. Today, a big screen demands, great shot taking, larger than life action sequences. Maybe that's the need of the hour slightly, so that you can attract an audience to come into a theater probably to watch it. But similarly, at the same time, you have some great films and great stories to be told. But still, keeping true to the tone of the film, Ashwani sir's executed the film really well, just not being intimidated about what a certain audience might aspire to watch or see. He's been true to the storytelling, and I think today, in today's time, that's working also very strongly. Again, like with the 12th Fail, that's working. So of course, it's very subjective to why this film is coming then on a direct to OTT platform, why not a theatrical release. End of the day, the fact of the matter is that the film's seeing the light of day.
Yeah, that's what's important.
And with a platform today, it stays.
Yeah.
At least you're not pressurizing it with the fact that, okay, there's box office success failure ratio, but you're getting it to a larger audience and a larger connect, because the idea behind the film was that. The idea behind making this film was to make sure that it reaches to a larger audience and connects with a deeper, audience from all, across the globe completely. Yeah.
Absolutely. You started the conversation with the fact that how you said no to a lot of scripts, which sort of, were one with the trend, the ongoing trend. But you said, no. Rashmi, I remember, आपने भी ये चीज़ आपने बोला था कि, the idea is to say no to bad offers. This is what you had said. That's very important.
Yes, I've gone through it. And there are a lot of times you feel that the money is really important than the content.
Tell me about it.
I think since the beginning of my career, I have done, sometimes I have done some subjects which I felt that, oh my God, this is amazing. But when I saw it, I was deep down, I was crying inside, which no one knew. तो हो जाती है. I think those are the learning experience, and that is important part of your life, because every time you cannot go with perfection. And saying no is also a very big thing, because the basic life need, and as an actor and your passion, you need something else. दोनों कभी, you will never get both the things in one platform. So you have to learn to say no. You have to minimize. Where my needs since the beginning were very clear. I need a good content. I want to act. I'm okay if there is no luxury, but I want to perform nicely with a beautiful team where I'm sitting with my family and can watch the film, serial, or whatever I'm doing, the project.
Right. But I think sometimes in the process of the same, don't you feel like, what if I come across as arrogant, let's say, to a maker?
No, that cannot happen, because the replacement of everything you have, when you are getting chosen, like we want to make a choice. There is always option available for everything and anything. Today, like we are saying, कि हाँ हमने बहुत hard way से ना बोलना सीखा है, because we also had options for everything. वैसे हर human के होते हैं. That is not the arrogancy. Having a clarity is more important than when you are not convinced by yourself. You can't convince your audience. What will you perform? How will you deliver? You can't do justice.
Yeah, but what you mean to also say is that if you're perceived as being arrogant, which is also a big fear factor.
Yeah.
Like I generally face that a lot.
Really?
And I've been quoted multiple times by studio heads and etc. that you said no to our film. So I said,
oh my God, they just can't let go.
I just learned something. I will just keep it in my heart right now.
And I'm like, I mean, I did say no to it because I did not resonate with that character. I'm sorry. I cannot cheat myself or you just because I need. Listen, COVID was a tough space,
Yeah.
No work was happening. Bills are running. Bank accounts are drying up.
Yeah.
All of us have faced it, right?
Yeah.
And no one anticipated it to be so long. Now, in that, when you're offered work and you're offered money, why wouldn't one want to do it?
Yeah.
So if I'm battling that out, there must be some trueness to what I'm wanting to, honesty into what I'm believing in, right? There's a certain graph and there's a certain class of films that I've done from the beginning of my career. I cannot compromise on that. I cannot just say, okay, I've done A-grader films to suddenly saying, oh God, what trash is he working on right now?
True.
I get scared. Not because I have a legacy to look after alone, but also as an actor, can I lie to myself? I'd rather not do anything, sit at home and wait for an opportunity coming my way than saying, okay, you know what, I'm now desperate. And I'm sorry, God, to say this about any point. I pray to my Almighty up there that never a situation like this ever arises where I am desperate to do something which I'm ashamed of. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the way things sometimes are panned out, I am scared. I'm not going to lie about it. In the current lot of how things are working, it's
What do
really,
you mean by that?
it is scary. I mean, after the kind of body of work, I still get bombarded with questions at times about my social media followers.
Yeah.
I mean, am I supposed to spend 18 hours of my day into a writing process? Because I write as well. I produce films as well. I have a production house. Or should I be spending time on something that I shouldn't be doing? That's what I'm supposed to make films. I'm supposed to do films. My social media should be a process of what I'm going through the journey in between.
Absolutely.
Not a daily routine being showcased. Now I'm supposed to get up in the morning, open my window and say, hey, good morning, people, to the next, to the next, to the next, to everything. So it's becoming a little overwhelming there. And when you are judged or gauged upon your talent prowesses, depending on your social media standing, and you're cast because of that, that is scary. And not just for me. I've heard about so many actors being just outright rejected. Oh no, social media is very weak.
The business.
Business.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it is. So, I've done, like I've mentioned this many times, and I very proudly say it every time again, that I've worked with some of the finest directors the country has to offer. In my age bracket, not many actors get the opportunity of working with over a dozen national award-winning directors, back to back. And I still find myself struggling to find the next good script. And if I have a good script, more often I've seen that, the mathematic of the film has to be changed to probably get in a bigger star or to cook it up really well, to make it into a project and not a film. So, of course, we go through that. We go through that process. One has to gulp it down.
Yeah.
It's, one has to digest it really well and be convinced about the fact that you can move on and find something strong. Yeah.
Right. But, on a nicer note, I think there's this one clip of you, Neil, that keeps popping up on social media every now and then, and it just goes viral. There's this one particular clip from the song Tune Jo Na Kaha from New York. Remember, you're in the car and you see Katrina walking with her child. This is after many years. Do you see all these things on social media?
I see them. It's very nostalgic, of course, because great memories and a great time making that film. Kabir Khan, what a fantastic director.
Yeah.
New York, what a lovely topical film again, like how Hisaab Barabar is. It was such a relevant and important film and a message to be communicated again in a very glamorous and a commercial kind of way. But that moment and that song that you're talking about didn't exist in the film while I was shooting it. So I was just told that moment was there, and Kabir gave me literally 2 minutes. Irfan sir was with me, and Irfan sir had his shot right after mine, and I had mine. And we literally were in a college campus in Philadelphia, and we didn't have much time, and we had to shoot. And the shot was that I'm supposed to react that Katrina's come after many years, and I'm seeing her now with her baby. And this woman who I was madly in love with all my life. Oh my God. So, so the camera rolled. I looked there and a tear just rolled down without anybody. I just had, all these narrations in my head about what the moment's supposed to be, and I just broke into a tear, which was all natural.
Real tears.
And it just moved there, and that was it. Next thing I know is Mr. Adi Chopra is calling me and showing me the film with Kabir and saying, we've put a song there.
Oh, it was later imposed.
So, Tune Jo Na Kaha was composed after the shoot of the scene.
But it added so much intensity, I think. On that note, thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you.
All the very best for Hisaab Barabar. And it looks really fresh and novel, for sure.
Looking forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rashami Desai.
Hi, this is Nitin Mukesh, and you're watching us on
News 18.